Covering news where you live. This is 5 News.
Well, thank you for joining us here for the latest news and weather where you live. I'm Jo Ellison. The Native American Student Association on the U of A Fort Smith campus spent part of the day on Monday bringing awareness to the thousands of Indigenous women who have gone missing or have been murdered. It's all part of the university's Sexual Assault Awareness Month. These are events geared towards building relationships and bringing awareness to a topic that has impacted so many.
This is a bigger deal than what it is. It's not something you just sweep underneath the rug. That our Native people need to be heard.
Now, if you'd like to get involved, you can go to the redsandproject.org. And before we get to other news of the day, let's get a check of the weather with meteorologist Zach Scott. And Zach, we're off to another good start.
Yeah, we're back at it again today. Another beautiful spring day across the area. Weak disturbance pushing north of us across southern Missouri, giving us a low-end rain chance here to start the day. We're talking about far northwestern Arkansas, 10% chance. AM shower can't be ruled out. Plenty of sunshine overall expected across the area this afternoon. Still looking to be warmer than we were yesterday. Upper 70s, low 80s to the north, lower to mid 80s. River Valley, upper 70s, low 80s to the south. Another mild night. We do have some breezy conditions to talk about too. We're talking gusts today, 20 to 30 miles per hour. And then we'll look for winds. Could be gusting around 20 miles per hour, 20 to 25 miles per hour as we go overnight. Another breezy night expected with temperatures mild once again into the 50s and 60s. Next chance for storms comes as we get into Thursday. We've been talking about last few days. It's going to be our next cold front. We've got a nice warm up ahead of it. Cold front will give us a chance for thunderstorms, and then we'll also see our next cool down on the backside. That one's going to linger a little bit longer. We saw the cool down late Saturday into Sunday, then quick turnaround with the warm up. This one's going to linger Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Some cooler weather will be hanging around. As that front comes into northwest Arkansas early afternoon, still a few thunderstorms will be possible. Better chance for some of those storms to get a little bit stronger as they push into the River Valley, down into the Ouachitas late afternoon. More energy, more daytime heating. We're talking about similar to Saturday, the primary threat, some pockets of damaging hail, a few damaging wind gusts, and then the secondary threat, a lower threat, is that tornado risk. We can't completely rule out a tornado, very low, but an isolated tornado threat is still there. And we're tracking that chance of showers here with your future track radar again jumping to Thursday. Could see a few scattered showers, some thicker cloud cover. That would be good. If we could get some scattered showers out ahead of the front, that would lower that severe risk a little bit. And if we could keep more cloud cover and not let that sunshine in, that would also keep the severe weather ingredients down a little. But still, enough pop in the atmosphere expected. Again, a few thunderstorms along the front in northwest Arkansas. Now as we go 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock late afternoon, look at those thunderstorms get a little bit stronger there. And we'll have the potential to, again, to tap into a little bit more energy, Joe. So we'll be watching that. Overall, the best chance for rain Thursday is across our southeastern zones with decent chances back to the north.
Thanks so much, Zach. Well, this morning, a former Siloam Springs teacher who was arrested after claims of an inappropriate relationship with a student has pleaded not guilty. Ethan Wells, who was arrested back in February, is charged with sexual assault. Investigators say he met with a student during 8th grade and began a relationship that lasted from April until June last year. According to those court documents, the mother of the student came forward first to the school resource officer, who then contacted the Siloam Springs Police Department. And lawyers for an Arkansas man who pleaded guilty in his part in the January 6th Capitol riots is now asking for a lighter sentence. Federal investigators released these photos showing John Mott of Flippin, Arkansas, entering the Capitol Rotunda. Prosecutors are asking the judge to sentence Mott to 30 days in jail, 36 months probation, 60 hours of community service, and $500 in restitution. Mott's lawyers filed letters from Flippin Mayor Heath Hogan and Marion County Sheriff Greg Alexander in support of Mott, saying he's a good member of the community. However, prosecutors say they want the rule of law enforced here. His sentencing is set for next week. And former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson will make his run for the White House in 2024 official with an event in Bentonville. Hutchinson will formally declare on April 26th. Now, this announcement follows the former governor's appearance on Face the Nation this weekend, where he addressed the correlation between gun violence and mental health.
Mental illness is there, but whenever it gets to the level of risk and danger to others, we should act as a society. And we've ignored that for the last really 50 years.
Well, Hutchinson said there's a difference between sweeping red flag laws for anyone, like people who may be getting help from a therapist for depression, versus those who have been reported to potentially be a danger to themselves or others. And we're following reports that Bass Pro Shop is checking out possible locations in Fort Smith. That's according to our content partner, Arkansas Business. The Springfield, Missouri-based retailer has 200 stores and marine centers in North America. Now, they haven't returned our request for comments yet on the Arkansas Businesses report. And it's been 10 years and 3 days since the Boston Marathon bombing. For the survivors, this is a time to reflect on their journey of recovery and how the nation changed that day. 5 News reporter Catherine Gilker spoke to 2 local runners who ran the race on that fateful day in 2013.
I still think of that time and so glad I didn't get hurt, and feel sorry for the people that did. It's just terrible, and still pray for them.
Mary Jo Brickman of Fort Smith was one of those runners who set out on the Boston Marathon on that day in 2013, not knowing the horror that would come hours later.
I had almost finished the race, and this person, well, people were standing on the sidelines facing me, which is very unusual, and they're saying, "You have to stop." And I was like, I'm a half a mile from the finish. I'm not stopping.
Brickman kept running and was finally stopped by a police officer who told her there was no finish line because there had been an explosion. She says she was fortunate that day that she had to stop along the route because her foot was bothering her. She says had she not stopped, she would have been very close to where the 2 bombs exploded. Lance Osborne, who is from Fayetteville, also ran the Boston Marathon in 2013. He crossed the finish line and caught a cab back to his hotel to rest for a while before meeting back up with his family who were watching the marathon.
And I got a text from a buddy of mine, Craig Lyle, and he said, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Well, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just tired." And then he said, "We heard some bombs went off."
Osborne wasn't able to reach his family at first, which he says was very scary.
There was a lot of people that were a lot less fortunate that suffered some loss, and that's terrible. But I didn't hear it, I didn't see it. I saw a lot of the chaos whenever going to pick up my family.
All right, thank you, Catherine. Those are some of your top headlines on this Tuesday. Make sure to join us again tomorrow right here for more news and weather where you live. I'm Jo Ellison. Have a great day.